think this cool problem that we're solving is that Make-A-Wish doesn't really promote space design or renovations of any kind. They're really more about the celebrity experience, the cruise to some exotic location. And I was more interested in, what's a permanent solution?
Yeah.
Right.
What's something that this family can use all the time? I started doing the work and just, again, nights and weekends, because I felt it was the right thing to do for me. I needed that because it was a great way to connect to kids. It was a great way to create some, really address some needs that I saw. And then it was about maybe 2 years ago that we started talking about, well, this needs to be a thing.
Yeah.
Like this needs to move away from just a creative outlet, and this needs to be more of a business. And so nonprofit was definitely the direction it wanted to go. And I get really upset because I've talked to enough people in nonprofit who, there's kind of this, oh, poor me kind of, handout kind of approach. And I'm all about the impact. Like, this is amazing, powerful work here, people. Like, this needs to get recognized and this needs to get promoted. So, I'm not going to have this approach of, a handout. That's just, I'm not interested in that. And the people that we're serving, I don't think want to be served in that way either. So I remember one of the light bulbs that went off. I was doing a lot of business development for a company I was working for, and we would go off and we would do a night where you're packing food or something like that, and we'd bring a bunch of design people from my network together to do kind of that feel good kind of is important work. But we got done and everybody's kind of looking at each other like, well, that was all right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what if we could like do a real physical project?
Yeah.
And they were like, and then it was like, what are you talking about? So now what Joy Collaborative is all about is teaming with trained architects, interior designers, contractors, the vendors to dig into the functional issues of space and make these renovations, make these changes at no cost to those that we serve. So we are, we bring in the caregivers to a project, any healthcare providers that's relevant to whoever we're talking about, whether that's mental health or physical health, siblings, family, to really make sure we get a well-rounded picture of what lays ahead of us. And we're also, I'm a big fan of data, so we do pre and post occupancy surveys so we can assess our impact. A reveal event last Friday, which was a couple days ago. And this boy had cystic fibrosis and ADHD. So he has to sit for an hour plus or minus every day. Okay. But ADHD got in the way for him to just sit and calm down. And we got that project actually through the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. They found out about us, called us, said, hey, we'd like to do a project with you guys. We've identified this family that has a very small home, and they're not going to be able to, do anything on their own. Could you come in and help? And so we came through it on Friday, and we did a virtual reveal, which was our first and fun. And yeah, just some great responses. Can we do it again? How can I help? Blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, that level of engagement, once you, I think, can see it, if you saw the space beforehand, which was raw concrete and barely walls and no ceiling, to something that is really fun, that had, an AV component, that had special lighting, that had a custom wall graphic that was done by Minnesota United. So our kid, Finn, is a big soccer fan. And Minnesota United is our local team, and they jumped in and did a custom wall graphic for him that included his his number and his name on the back. And I mean, it just blew his mind. So, but now he's got a nice quiet space. That's it. We called it the breakaway for soccer fans, and it's just a spot where he can break away and he can just relax, and he can or he can do schoolwork, or he can have friends over. Just go to joycollaborative.org in 2 minutes and hit the donate button. Interested, they are interested in creating one of these sort of affiliate, we're calling them affiliate programs. Mm-hmm. Just call me, because two things can happen. I can tell you what we've been doing, but I also know that people come with really creative ideas. Architecture is going to be a fundraiser for us. So Joy Collaborative is all about, creative space. And we've all been locked up with our pets, if you've got pets, for a long time, and now we're treating our pets very differently. So much more human than maybe they would have been before. Yeah, and so And so we thought, well, let's treat our pets to something creative. So we came up with Barkitecture. So it'll be a fundraiser in June that'll be primarily virtual, some in person, of pet furniture. So we're going to reach out to our designer friends and have it on our website. Early April is when we'll have everything kind of lined up, and then the event is actually June 5th, but entries are going to be due a couple of weeks before, so we can all get them on social and let everybody see them. Minneapolis is known for creativity and all the amazing studio artists we have here, and it's going to be a wide open competition to support Joy Collaborative and the work that we're doing.